Bam. 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 Okay.
Oh, I hate Drake. Drake can just go die. Well, I care. He's not real music.
Can you imagine a world where I would ever listen to Drake? Jabroni.
Step on the gas.
This pedal here, you can really put it down.
Hey, that's Microsoft's fault, alright? That's not my fault. You know what I grew up on? I grew up on Matlock and Magnum PI, alright?
Yeah, I actually got a 2012 Accord.
We'll see you guys later.
I'll be ready.
How about now?
Oh,
You hear me?
bang howdy.
Oh. Do you hear a plethora of me's?
No.
Only one, sadly.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
I couldn't hear anyone.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anyone at first either.
All right. Well, that took some. That's gonna be interesting listening to later. There.
All three of us talking, but like not to each other.
Yeah, I was saying hello over and over. Mr. Wolf was saying, "Understand nothing." Ew.
Hope we can ISO that sneeze to use. Did you lean like into the mic to do that?
I think he did.
Me? Oh, that was a cough, sorry.
Who
But,
else?
Pretty
My
moist.
dad was making a fire. He didn't open the window, so all this smoke just went in our house. And now I'm like, something.
Are you talking
So
about?
if I pass out during the middle of the podcast, I apologize. So
You need to go put something out, or
no, I don't think so. We opened some doors.
Pass out from smelling smoke.
Yeah, you do. You suffocate. Trust me.
I thought those were bath salts.
Trust me.
My brother's a firefighter, so I know only what he hasn't told me. So
I don't think you know what you're saying.
you know what, Mr. Wolf? I don't like it. You know what? I don't know your first name.
All right. You know what? Without
Daniel?
further ado, let's kick this thing off. Let's put the pedal down, as some folks like to say.
You really put that thing all the way to the floor. Be sure you open with hello and welcome. You're not expecting longer than like an hour and a half, are you?
No.
Just all night.
Hello and welcome. Oh, wait. Actually, hold on. I'm going to try that again. I'm going to say it just like Mr. Wolf. Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Smorgasbord Podcast.
Is that really the name?
That's
Oh God.
that's the name as of now.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway.
I was on Facebook.
Why are you apologizing?
No, I kind of had you all blurred out until I heard like sorry.
Jeez.
No,
Anyway,
I said that.
I am. Let's go ahead and start out with names or / nicknames. I'm Nathan. You can just call me Nathan. That's all I want you to call me. And then we have.
We'll go with me because I guess Mr. Wolf is not going.
Ripping the audio over here.
My name's Luke. You can call me Luke, even though I doubt anyone would be calling me. So
We're gonna be calling you Cool Hand Luke.
no, you haven't earned that right yet. Just call me Luke.
There's no nicknames then.
Okay, fine. Call me Cool Hand Luke. But actually, no, call me Blonde Beast. I like Blonde Beast. We're going old school, man.
Oh my gosh.
Back to my middle school days.
I don't think any of us want to revisit that.
Long hair,
All right.
acne, and awkwardness. Oh yeah.
Ugh.
There's a joke to be made with that, but I'll zip it. Since Luke doesn't know my name, we'll see if he buys this one or not. Is this or is this not my name? My name is Collins Wolf. Do you buy that, Luke?
That's your dog's name. Yeah, I'm on Twitter, Mr. Wolf. I follow you. Man. So I know your dog's name. You can't trip me out with that.
What if I said my name is Patrick Wolf?
Nope, that's not Patrick. I've seen it on a piece of paper before, and I can't. It's a very basic but like Mr. Wolf type name.
It's a basic name.
Is it Gran or is it Grant?
Grant. It's Grant. It's Grand Wolf. It's Grand Wolf. Like
Gran?
Gran? Did you just say like GRAN?
No, Grant. Like Graham, like a Teddy Graham.
Are you? I could hear you waving your arms around. Are you waving your arms around while you're talking?
I was. I was. Never mind. I was thinking. Never mind. You could hear me do that. Wow.
No.
Graham Wolf.
They can't.
Good to be here.
Graham. See,
So can we call you Teddy then? Is that the nickname that Luke just gave you?
One of my friends back in high school, he like on AOL Instant Messenger, he was like, "I'm eating Teddy U's," and I was like, "What?" He's like Teddy YOU's, and I was like, "What in the world are you talking about?" It's like Teddy Graham, and it was like, well, I was like frustrated at that point. It's like that's not funny anymore. Like, I was over the course of like 4 or 5 minutes. It's like I am not amused by that.
Wait, time out. You said you were on an AOL Messenger. Whoa.
It's called AIM. AOL Instant Messenger back in the day. Like imagine Facebook chat without anything else.
Wow, yeah, those are the glory days.
No cell phone, so you had to be sitting in
so
front
like Reddit?
Except just 1-to-1. Like it's just one person to one. That was like the earliest form of Twitter because you would have a away message is what it was called. So like anytime you left, type in a little note, and if someone sent you a message, it would hit them right back with that note. Maybe I'll think of some funny ones I had, but they were always Trizibes and the Hizibes was one. Like whenever I was playing Star Siege Tribes, that would always be my status message. So if you tried to message while I was doing that, it'd bounce right back to you.
Man, I wish I would have known Mr. Wolf back in the day.
Well,
I think me and him would have been cool friends.
Not very much different now that I work for whatever it's worth. So.
Oh.
Wait, Nathan, what was your name again? Nate D. Great?
My name was just. Oh well, I guess if you
if I had to have a nickname, then you have to have a nickname. I can't be the only guy with a nickname.
You can call me Nate the Great if you'd like.
Great.
That was a childhood book back in the day. I don't know who the author is off the top of my head.
I'd be kind of disturbed if you did.
Looks like it's Michelle Charmat was the author. Anyway.
Calling a bluff on that?
Yeah.
Michelle Carmat?
So, yeah. Michelle Charnat, I think.
That's different than the name you just said.
Oh, I don't remember what I just said. I just pulled it up on the browser, then dropped it immediately. It's like a mic drop, except a browser drop. Anyway, tell us a little bit about yourself, Luke. Excuse me, Blonde Beast.
Yeah. There's not much to be said. I'm very mysterious. I'm a closed book.
Ew.
I
like
Halo. I like Halo and Fallout, and I like a good romantic comedy from the 90s.
Would you say that Fallout was your favorite game then of 2015?
Yeah, for like the last, let's see, probably since 2012. Yeah, it's been like my favorite game. I mean, not since 2012, but I mean, from the year 2012 to now, it's like the only game that I've been actually hyped about. So,
what's your go-to console?
Go-to console, Xbox One, because I'm too poor for a PC. Yeah, Xbox
May I
One.
ask what you're recording this on right now?
Well, I'm a Mac. So
a tin can and a string. It sounds like.
Oh, I'm recording this on my Turtle Beaches. I can take off. I can take.
That's not what I meant.
Well, what do you mean? My Mac? I'm recording this on my Mac.
Never mind. Mr. Wolf, what or Teddy? I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Luke's like
Teddy.
almost in tears at this point from you asking him for his recording rig.
Well, I didn't know what that meant. I thought it was like a joke because I use a Mac and I play an Xbox. So I was like, oh.
That was the joke. That you don't have to explain it to everybody what the entire joke was.
Maybe I should because I didn't get it.
What was your favorite game of 2015, Mr. Wolf?
Pretty obviously Fallout. It's definitely the one I played the most. Dying Light would probably be a pretty high second choice. I played a lot of that over the summer on PC. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
but Fallout 4 is pretty I mean, I'm not going to put the number of hours I've played down, but it's pretty excessive. Suffice it to say, I'm down to maybe like 50 locations left to find out of 360 or something. So I've covered the map pretty well.
What going off on a little bunny trail here? Were there any mods that you used for the Dying Light on PC there, or was it just stock? I don't know if it's a moddable or two moddable game, but
I don't think it's like a Steam Workshop where it's like super easy to do. But I think I was running on like high graphic details, just short of ultra, so I couldn't really push it too much further. But I mean, it looks outstanding on PC.
I got it for Xbox One, and it was. I mean, I played through that pretty in depth. And then once I beat the story, I kind of just I don't know. I just kind of lost interest. I felt a little too OP per se after.
Are you in for the following or whatever the next expansion is that the game makers are putting out?
DLC that they're releasing?
It's like a free update for most people, but it's a giant add-on and it's turning it into Destiny, it sounds like.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I didn't see that. Oh.
Daily challenges, community challenges, stuff like that.
I saw that trailer, but I thought that was the free one, and then they were making an arena style DLC for a little bit more or whatever.
It's hard to understand, but I'm almost certainly down for it.
It's interesting.
I'd be ready for more.
Well, my favorite game of 2015 was definitely, like everybody else, probably Fallout. A close second, though, if I had to even pick a second.
Black Ops!
No. Yeah, I'll just say this. Fallout won by a landslide, but then probably the second favorite thing I played was probably Battlefront. There were things I liked and disliked about Battlefront, but we'll delve into that another time.
We'll tear that up. Yeah,
we'll tear that up in the next podcast or some other time. So
I got it all laid out.
So I guess that leads us into a good what you been playing segment.
I like the throat clear, very classy. Sounds like someone who's yelling at everyone.
It'd be better if I could get you to say what you've been playing.
You talking to me or Luke?
I'm talking to you.
Let's let Luke try, and then I'll bat clean up.
All right. Prepare. Wait, let me clear my voice.
Oh, what was that? Oh, it's right in the mic.
What have you been playing, fool?
Ooh.
Not the name of the segment.
Oh, what you been playing, or is it what have you been playing?
What you been playing? It's not the King James
What have I been playing?
What that have you been playing?
All right, Mr. Wolf, you can do it now.
He's gonna clean house here.
Okay. What you been playing?
Ooh,
there you go.
Smooth.
Perfect.
Smooth like a fox.
The radio. That's not the expression.
Don't stop with the analogies. They're awful.
Dude, my analogies are awesome. You got nothing.
Let's start with let's start with Mr. Wolf this time. What you've been playing, Mr. Wolf?
I have been getting into and out of Fallout since I'm kind of down to the last one or two story missions before the very end of the game. I'm trying to continue exploring the map. I call it a walkabout. That's what the British would call it. Where I'm just kind of spiraling into the middle of the map. Like I think Fallout 4 map.com is one of those super in-depth where you can toggle things on and off. So I just leave all the discoverable locations on and just go back and forth from the Steam browser and take my little walkabout from place to place and clear things. Witcher 3, I've kind of gotten into recently, and it's solid. I played Witcher 2 2 years ago, maybe. And it's weird at first, but once you kind of understand the combat and the mechanics, it's good. And I'm kind of finally getting into the swing of that in Witcher 3, remembering how important like the potions and the oils and the enchantments on your sword and armor and stuff is working. But now that school's kind of back in, that's gone off the wayside. The Division is something I'm pretty interested in, but that's not what I've been playing, so I'll stop. Fallout 4 with the 3. You talking Division?
Yeah.
For Division, I might get it on Xbox One. Fallout 4 is PC. Witcher 3 is Xbone. How I've been playing that.
But you said Fallout on PC, right? I didn't mishear you.
Absolutely. Quick save. I gotta burn out my SSD from quick saving about every 30 seconds.
Did you get into the mod community at all with Fallout 4?
No, because I never really got it running perfect. I've got it somewhere between like medium and high settings, and it runs pretty smoothly around 55 frames per second. There's some websites dedicated to if you're running NVIDIA cards, and I have SLI mode, how to tweak it to turn things off that you don't need and stuff. So that helped to get it smoother.
What you been playing, Luke?
Let's see. As after finals, going into winter break, I started Fallout, started a new character, and then I played it for like a week straight, and then I got kind of sick of it. I mean, in a good way. I played it way too much, so I took a break from it, and then over the break I got Battlefront and Madden 16. Madden 16 I am terrible at, as Nathan will know, but it's still a fun game. Then I've been playing Battlefront, a lot. It's a good game, but it's one of those games that it's just I can play it for a few days, but then afterwards I'm just kind of sick of it. And then right now I've been playing Halo 5 with some of my other friends, and that game, the list of problems with that game just goes on. But it's a game where it's only fun because I play it with other people. So I actually have not been set on one game for a while. It's been like kind of bipolar. I don't know. My attention span is at 0. So I switch like games every other day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's about it. Nothing interesting. Oh, GTA. I've been playing a little bit of that.
Really?
Yeah, I was playing with some friends. One of them bought a yacht, so of course we had to explore that. But then I realized you spend like $10 million on just like this yacht on this boat, and you're like, wow, there's nothing much to it other than that. So, it's like I don't think you can even have AI
on a boat.
Can you? Yeah, whatever. You know what? Don't make fun of my speech.
Like a boat.
Dude. I'm just saying. I don't know if you can have AI on the yacht or not, but it's pretty lame without any kind of action. So I don't know. I don't know if I would ever save up my money and put in the time to buy something like that. So, but yeah, I've been all over the place. So I haven't been. There's no new games I'm looking forward to. I mean, there's really, I don't know any games that are coming out in the next year that I'm pumped for. So I guess this will have to keep me going.
Well, I am, again, this is all a pretty similar group, but played Fallout for most of the winter. Again, like other people, I don't want to state how many hours I've put in that game, but it's quite extensive. Other than that, a little bit of Battlefront here and there, a little bit of Madden here and there. Can't ever get an online game in with Luke though, because he's just backs out before.
Yeah,
game.
Madden made the running game better. I wouldn't back out as much, but that's one.
No, other than that though, it's been kind of Fallout, and then I actually went back to the 360, believe it or not, and plugged in Skyrim and started a new character on Skyrim. So old habits die hard, I guess. Went back to
You did that after playing Fallout 4?
I did. It was a little rough, to say the least. But the core of the game, the core mechanics, the core like story of it, was all still pretty appealing. Even though Fallout 4 just smashed the graphics and everything else out of the park. So compared to Skyrim. I guess I should say what this is about. So it doesn't sound like we're just randomly chatting about a bunch of stuff. So about this point, the Smorgasbord is basically a weekly podcast. Comes out.
Are you serious that that's the name of it?
Yeah, that's the name. That's the name as of now.
Yeah, no, I heard this name a few months ago, and I was as astonished as you, Mr. Wolf. I was like, wait.
Hey, you need something that like
Smorgasbord.
catches the ear, and people are like, "Ooh, what's that? What's a smorgasbord?" I didn't think about that. But anyway, who knows? Maybe the name will be changed. As of now, I'm calling it the Smorgasbord. It's a weekly podcast. We record every Wednesday night, and then I don't know when I'll probably edit it on Thursdays, and then it'll be released before Saturday. I don't know. We'll see. That's pretty high expectations. But basically, every week it's going to be a little bit different. Hoping that we can get into kind of a bit of a pattern here of reviewing a new game, possibly next week. Skeptical. We'll see. And then the week after that, maybe reviewing a new movie that hit Netflix or Redbox. I don't know.
Oh,
something that everybody's been.
Who does Redbox?
I do Redbox. Does no one else do Redbox?
I've never done it.
Redbox was like cool for 1 year, and then Netflix came out, and everyone was like, "Well, might as well." I don't get it. Well, I see the potential of it, but every time I go, they never have the movies I want, so I just get ticked off. So like you pay gas money to go there, so really you might as well just rent it.
There's a Redbox everywhere. Are you telling me you drive across town like 30 minutes to get to a Redbox?
Well, first of all, I don't go
like,
to
oh,
a
man,
Redbox.
I can't spend
Redbox is all right. I'm not dissing Redboxes, but I'm just saying I don't hear. It's not the never mind.
My God. And then anyway,
Redbox
then
and chill meme.
Redbox and chill.
Nathan's starting at Redbox, Smorgasbord, and chill.
yeah. Whoa, party!
Oh man, that's gonna be the new thing of 2016. I guarantee you, it'll catch on.
I hope not. If it is, we really, as humanity,
you go home, you turn on the Smorgasbord with and then you just chill. So
what? And, what are we talking about here?
Can you make a 30-minute trip across town for a Redbox?
Yeah.
If it's that important to you, then yeah. I forgot where I was. Oh yeah. So then that third week, maybe we'll kind of look at technology or news in general, or we'll just kind of shoot the breeze.
Shoot the
man, I'm as bad as Luke tonight. We'll just shoot the breeze like we're doing right now. And then that fourth week, maybe we'll go back and revisit like a classic game or classic film or whatever. I don't care what we do that fourth week. But anyway, I'm afraid to say it now, the Smorgasbord. It's almost painful to say after all that hazing about it.
If you can spell it, we'll keep that name. Try and spell it. Looking at it. I'm trying to type it in. I don't even know how to spell it.
Smorgas?
Oh, I spelled it right.
Smorgasbord.
You looked it up.
Shh, they don't know that.
Well, you just
no, they don't know that.
He's gonna edit that out and put in a plug.
Yeah, he's gonna edit. Yeah,
I'm just gonna cut this section out. Can you tell me can anybody tell me what a smorgasbord is without looking?
It's like some kind of food plate. Like it has a lot of different variety.
Yeah, I
of
picture
food.
piles of food. It's not like appetizing. It's just a whole bunch of it.
Just a bunch of just disgusting, just
Why does that
diabetes, ridden just food like I don't like Parks and Rec. I just picture like a paunch burger, like just a bunch of that kind of food.
No Park and Rec spoilers after season 2.
Don't worry. The last season is only 12 episodes, so which is a total rip off.
Oh, that hurt.
Hot mic.
I have to take that down. Audacity.
Well, sorry, I have these headphones on, so like the volume, noise is like.
You wouldn't believe how much I had to edit your voice in Audacity last time. I had to take it down 3 octaves.
Yeah, it's so awesome to talk so loud.
Keep it from redlining at the very top.
Awesome like that. Wait, what else? What else in the smorgasbord for tonight?
Well, I was actually going to ask your 2015 in review, game-wise, which we kind of already did. But what was the best film that you saw of 2015?
Ooh, well, I think it was Star Wars. Well, okay, Star Wars is. I say that's a given. I'll say that's like that was pretty good. I won't say that just as to be authentic and. Okay. But I will say, other than that it was Mad Max.
That's your movie.
No.
You stole. God, this is why we can't have you. Is because you say like 4 or 5 games, and then nobody else gets to say it.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? You told me I had to be truthful to the audience.
I'm just going to cut Luke off right here when I go back to edit this. Anyway, my favorite movie,
Star Wars.
I would go with Mad Max over Star Wars. Just the reason being,
get the heck out! You know what? I can't. I'm leaving. I'm leaving this chat. Just okay.
I liked Mad Max a little more than I did Episode 7, believe it or not, because number one, I just kind of liked the style. Of how he did the movie. Episode 7 seemed a little bit on the repetitive side,
there's a reason for
mirroring Episode 4 very closely.
Yeah, there's a reason they did that.
And I liked the music score a lot in Mad Max, and then I thought the acting was phenomenal. But that's why it's my pick for the 2015 best movie of the year. But Star Wars was good too. I enjoyed watching Star Wars. I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying that I think I liked Mad Max a little bit better.
And you're serious about that?
I like how Mr. Wolf was quiet this whole time, and now he speaks up.
Well, I've never heard anyone else even mention watching that movie, much less enjoying it.
What, Mad Max?
And you don't mean the Mel Gibson one, right? You're talking about the new one?
Mel Gibson did do this new one.
No, he didn't. He's an actor in it?
No. Oh, no. Sorry, I'm thinking of the director.
Who's one actor in Mad Max?
George Miller was a director.
Oh, 300?
George Miller was the director of Mad Max.
Still.
He did Happy Feet.
He did Happy Feet.
You say he did Happy Feet?
Yeah, he did Happy Feet and Babe.
I don't believe you.
Dude, look it up on the internet right now. He did Happy Feet.
I'm looking right now.
That's why everyone was like, holy crap. He made the other Mad Max movies back in the 80s, but yeah, he made. That's what everyone was like. Oh my gosh,
you're right.
How did you not
Miller
know?
Directed.
This is for the fan of Mad Max for being 2015's best movie. You didn't know that George Miller didn't make Babe.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I had to know that he made Babe. Have you even seen Babe, Luke?
Yes, I have. He's like, la, 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 la. I haven't seen it for probably 15 years, but I remember
that's how the movie went, but
I remember the dude that looked like Christopher Walken was in it, but it wasn't Christopher Walken. Mr. Wolf, what
Yeah.
was your movie? What was your favorite movie? We'll move
I
on
don't.
track.
I don't
here.
think I even made it to the theaters to watch anything.
Wow.
But I did kind of over Christmas break. I dug out. I put a DVD player in my room, so I like before bed I'd watch a movie since I didn't have to be up early for anything. And I went through the Matrix movies again. Matrix 1 especially and 2 are pretty outstanding movies. 3 is really odd. Like the pacing on it's really strange, especially when you watch all three together. But Matrix 1 and 2 hold up very well. And I also rewatched Rush Hour 1, 2, and then I didn't even know 3 existed, and I got 3 and watched it. It took place in France, so I had problems with it for obvious reasons, but Rush Hour, Rush Hour 1 is one of my favorite kind of all-time.
Dude, yeah. The quotes behind that movie. Oh man. I won't say any right now because I'll probably botch them. And I can't talk like Chris Tucker. But if I could, I would. Man. I'm surprised you like that movie, Mr. Wolf. You seem like you'd be too polished to like Rush Hour. I don't know why. You seem like you'd be like, whoa, it's a stupid movie.
Add that to the list of things that people have called you, Mr. Wolf. Too polished.
It's kind of like I've watched it since, if not high school. I don't think it was high school, but college. I started liking it, and it's just one where you watch it every couple of years, and it's good. It's got enough kung fu, enough comedy.
That's all you ask for in a movie.
A little Mariah Carey.
Oh, okay. Well, we covered the worst. How about the best? Man, watched it there. What's the worst movie that you watched of 20?
I think Nathan and I got like the same one.
I think we might have.
Let me think about this. I gotta think because just in case, Mr. Wolf, you go first because I need to think about this. Does this count like movies that came out this year or movies just in general?
Well, I was thinking movies that came out this year that you saw that Mr. Wolf said he hasn't really hit the theaters. In quotation.
Well, I never watched anything on Netflix. It's got like a minute or two before I back out of it. I like rage quit movies on Netflix. So like I never get far enough to know if it hasn't gripped me in the first minute or two. I just go back and watch another episode of The Office or Futurama or something. So as far as bad movies, I definitely can't think of one where I had to miserably sit through it off the top of my head.
Nothing? Oh, you know what? I've got mine, but I'll wait for Luke to say his.
All right, I think mine, my mom and my sisters and my other friend will probably disagree with me here. But I saw Sisters, the one with Tina Fey and Leslie Knope. I always forget the name of her. But the movie has some good parts.
Amy Poehler,
yeah. The movie had some okay parts, but like I felt like the whole movie was just oriented around sexual jokes or like middle school humor, and so I was like, okay, this is all right if I was maybe a middle schooler who had like the dirtiest mind. I'm not saying I'm just saying it was like some of the things that they said in that movie, man, I was like, what in the world? Like, I was surprised my mom and my sisters liked it. They loved it. I guess it must be a girl thing because, like, I talked to another girl who saw it and she loved it too. And I'm just like, okay, I guess it must be like some kind of feminine, there must be some wavelengths are going through and they can recept it because I was watching that movie and it was like a 2.5 hour movie. And I'm like, how the crap can this be this? How can it be this long? Usually comedies are like an hour and 40 minutes, but this movie surpassed that. Yeah, it was just terrible. It was just awful. I mean, I spent $10 just to be tortured.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell the story of how you.
Oh no, I will tell this story. I will tell this story how we saw the movie. No, okay. Here. This is how we saw the movie. You're gonna dive in. The audience will dive into my personal life.
No, leave your personal.
No, are you
just tell them we went and saw Star Wars.
Yeah, we saw Star Wars, right? Like, if not the second or first best movie of 2015, right? And then as we're walking out, we ran into an old friend, and me and this friend had this weird, like I accidentally blocked her number.
Unimportant details.
Yeah, that's part of it. Either way, we hadn't seen each other for like a month, and so she's like, "Hey, I'm going to see Sisters. You and your other friends should come." And we were kind of like, "Yeah," but then she like begged us, so we decided to come. And it's like 10 o'clock at night, and so we buy tickets, and we're going to the theater, and we're sitting through the previews, each of us regretting our decision. But then one of our friends, I won't name him, he decides to leave after all the previews are done to go home because he's got to get up early. And we're all just like, dude, you literally paid $10 to sit through previews. Are you insane? Like, you got to at least watch like most of the movie. But this guy, as stubborn as he is, left. So really, he spent $10 just to sit through like 3 minutes or 10 minutes, let's just say, of previews. So at least like with me, I sat through the movie, and at least those $10 I spent, maybe like it was really maybe worth like $3, but I still it was still worth some amount of pain.
All right, 3 minutes later of explaining, we saw Star Wars, then we saw Sisters back to back. So that's your summary there. I'm going to take a lot of flack for saying my least favorite movie of 2015. But I am actually going to go with my least favorite movie I saw last year was Jurassic World.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, Nathan.
Nathan's just
I'm full of controversy tonight. I'd seen the other ones. First one, just a classic. Everything after that, it kind of goes downhill. But so I sat down to watch this one, kind of having medium-high expectations. And then it felt like I was watching a giant commercial / advertisement / bad children's acting film. There was so much branding in that movie. You couldn't look like anywhere without seeing a Starbucks sign, or Verizon, I think, was even in there, or Sprint or something. But just it was a brand war movie. And then I really didn't care for any of the acting except for the kind of the owner of the park. I kind of enjoyed his brief role before spoilers. Till he died in the helicopter crash. But I enjoyed his acting, and then I even enjoyed a little bit of Chris acting in that one. But everything else was just, I don't know, too cliche, I don't know, didn't really care for it. So that was my least favorite movie of 2015.
Can I pipe in? I did remember I bought Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner, over the summer. I read Do Androids Dream of Unicorns, which is the Philip K. Dick novel that Blade Runner is based on. So I read the book, and it's very good. And I'm like, well, surely Blade Runner's got to be decent. And it's like, it's got Harrison Ford in it. It's a classic, and it was really bizarre. The plot's pretty different. The ending, speaking of spoilers, 40 years later, 30 years later, like the end of this movie is like a 15-minute fight sequence of Harrison Ford and some dude in his bloomers, like in his tidy whities, basically. This guy is like, what is this madness? He's European, as if it wasn't madness already. And it's like, this was a pretty look. I got it on Amazon for like $4 because it wasn't on Netflix or anything, but that's a DVD that's going to collect some dust on my shelf. I don't see.
You actually bought it?
Yeah, it's cheap to do that as to rent it or something. So lesson learned. The book is always better.
That was the first Blade Runner movie that you disliked?
Yeah, the original with Harrison Ford. I never saw the
really. It got like a 89% on Rotten Tomatoes and an 82 or an 8.2 out of 10.
Go ahead and pull it up somewhere and skip to the end, and that 89% is going to drop quicker than that European guy's bloomers.
I haven't seen it. I think, I don't know why. I've seen a lot of Harrison Ford movies, but I have not seen that one in It's good to know that. I'll avoid that one.
Keep your expectations low if you watch it.
It's all right.
Speaking of Harrison Ford, did you see that Star Wars Episode 8 has been pushed back from May to December of 2017?
See, it's so far away though. It's like, well, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
people,
have a problem with it.
No, some people
are going.
Yeah, some people are freaking out like on Twitter, like, "What? How could you do that to us?" I'm like, I bet you didn't even know it was even like coming out in May until like you just heard that. I don't know. For me, I don't really care. I mean, it's worth the anticipation.
Well, Episode 7 was originally slated to be released in May of this year, or of last year, sorry. But then they pushed it back to December, and I mean, it turned out all right. So
yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Oh, actually, it wasn't the best movie I've seen, but I just watched The Martian, and that was pretty good. I like that movie a lot. It wasn't the best movie I've seen, but I have high respect for it. So
No, I've read that book. Have you?
No.
Because I heard it's just Matt Damon walking around in New Mexico for an hour and a half.
It pretty much is. No. You'll have some sequences where he's like about to die, but he pulls Jason Bourne, and he survives it.
Okay.
93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes. I don't always go with Rotten Tomatoes like ratings though. I feel like it's a good guideline, but it should not deter your whatever. I feel like some movies don't get the Rotten Tomato credit it deserves. I don't know. I can't think of a movie on top of my head. Maybe it was Rudy. I don't know. But I know some movie. Was it Rudy? I don't know. But some movies are like way better than like what the Rotten Tomato reviews give them credit for. So
I would agree with you there. But what I do is I take like the Rotten Tomato review like percentage, and then I take like the IMDb rating, and then I kind of just average them together.
Yeah.
See what I'm like. Okay, so it's somewhere in between here, because sometimes I feel like Rotten Tomatoes is either too high or drastically too low, and then I feel like IMDb is pretty close to the middle ground. But
yeah, I don't like Metacritic. Is it Metacritic or is it?
Yeah, Metacritic.
Yeah, they're really harsh too, though. Like they are really how they view like race stuff. I noticed like a lot of movies, Rotten Tomatoes is it'll have like a 90% in Rotten Tomatoes, but like Metacritic would be like 70%. I'm like, whoa, that's a huge drastic change. I say each individual is their own best critic of each movie.
I don't think you know what you're saying.
This is the second time you've just been rambling about. No, this is the third time you've been rambling about something that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, this
First
does
it
make
was
it goes
beginning.
to what we're talking about movies, and when we're talking about Rotten Tomatoes, and the audience will agree with me there. All right, it is.
What audience? We don't have an audience yet.
The maybe one or two people, or whoever will be listening to this audience.
Us three are gonna re-listen to this maybe one time, and then you might show this to your mom one time.
No, I'll probably show it to I'll show it to my wife like 20 years down the road. I'll be like, hey, this is what I was doing before I met you. Woohoo!
I don't know what to say.
Mr. Wolf, have you seen Ultraviolet?
With Mila?
I mean, Ultraviolet. With Mila. Okay, I heard this movie is like really dusty. I heard this movie was really terrible, but then I heard from someone else that they loved it a lot. So I haven't watched it yet, but I want to. Is it kind of like an Underworld / Resident Evil type of movie?
Yes. Yeah. That's what I read.
All right.
Yeah, I know what it is.
You're not going for storyline. You're just kind of going for like, hey, it's a movie. I don't have anything else to watch. I'm just going to watch this. Dang, I couldn't watch this today. All right, Nathan. Spotlight's back on you now.
I don't know what you mean by that, but
Boy, I've been talking the whole time, so I don't want to steal all the.
Yeah,
all the gold.
I'll be interested to see how long you've been talking in this podcast when I go back to edit it. I'll be like, man, it was Luke for 45 minutes, and Mr. Wolf said about 30 seconds worth of material, and I said about a minute and a half stuff. So
that means I need to slow down.
Yeah, you need to chill out, Mr. Wolf. You're kind of
story of my life.
Oh, so as we're getting near the end here, what are you looking forward to in 2016, movie / game wise? I don't care who starts us off, preferably not Luke, but
say the best for last.
Well, then I can jump in with The Division, which I just heard tell of maybe a week and a half ago or two with that video. And it looks kind of like it's kind of Gears of War, but with modern and kind of more realistic combat, mixed in with some of the Tom Clancy stuff, mixed in with some RPG stuff, mixed in with Fallout 4 exploration. So all those things seem really cool. I've watched a couple videos, and that comes out in March, so I don't know how it stayed quiet for this long. But I think it's going to be really heavy on multiplayer, so it'll have to depend on what system I can get it on and who's actually going to be playing it. But it seems really, really slick from what I've seen so far.
And maybe one of the games we might have to delve into a little bit more and review. Luke.
I don't know. I'm looking on a website for new games coming out in 2016, and there are literally no games that I am excited for. What I would like them to do just to improve on qualified multiplayer or maps and stuff this year, I guess. And DLC, I guess, for Fallout. That's about it. I mean, there's no games I know of right now that are knocking at my door.
Yeah, I'll be ready for Fallout DLC.
Do they have a time scheduled for that yet?
Not that I know of.
I'm thinking, I read somewhere that they thought about it coming out in like early winter, early 2016. So I'm guessing maybe in late February. I don't know, or March maybe. That's my guess.
I'm also looking at movies coming out this year / upcoming games, and I mean, the only thing I'm seeing on here that really catches my eye would be Tom Clancy's The Division, as well as maybe they are coming out with a Dark Souls 3, Mr. Wolf.
And J-Dub stopped by school and he was going crazy trying to show me videos of it.
I've never played Dark Souls, but maybe now's the time to get into it. But
you'll love it or hate it, one or the other.
I feel like I'm going to hate it, but that's just me. I've never had luck with something.
Yeah, I played the second one a little bit. I can see why people love it. It's a hard game, but I don't know. It was too hard for my taste. I kind of like my handheld video games. They tell me where to go, and what to do. Dark Souls is very, very difficult.
Dark Souls doesn't have a specific goal.
I don't. So it has you can have missions. It's just not as. It's not like Fallout, where it's just like, oh, here's it on your map. Just go over there, walk over. It's just the whole just gameplay is just kind of agonizing in a way. I mean, at first you really suck at it, and it's just tedious.
I think agonizing was the right word. That's like the beginning and end of the hour I played.
I mean, then you get the hang of it, but I mean, it's just it feels like an old school game, that was made like the early 2000s, where it was actually legit difficult. And I think of almost like the Zelda games, like for Nintendo 64, like the first, what was it? I don't know which one it was, but it feels more like that.
So this shows just how little I know about Dark Souls. Is it like an RPG or, open world?
I don't know how to describe. It's not like Skyrim, but it is kind of like I don't know. Mr. Wolf would probably describe it better. But you
It's
have
like
it.
open world, but level by level, kind of.
Yeah.
The combat's kind of like Skyrim with way less magic and way better like parrying and dodging and blocking. Well, way better in quotation marks. If you consider way better, like if you blow a move, you'll get killed within like about a second, no matter how high level you are. And then you lose all your progress, lose all your gear, and go back to the beginning of the level.
Oh
and
my gosh.
Respawn again. Every last one. Which happened to me about thrice before I was done with that game.
Yeah, Zach, that's why I don't play it anymore. Because
so it restarts you from the level, right? Not from the very beginning, but
yeah, from like your last
of whatever level you're in.
I mean, if you have like numerous hours of time and you have like the patience of a saint, then yeah, it's a game for you. But I get pissed off and I don't have much, I don't know. I just, man. Yeah.
If you can't sit through a game of Madden 16, I highly doubt you could beat Dark Souls.
Hey, I can sit through a Madden versus a PC. Actually, no, not all the time. I mean, AI.
Versus AI.
I could never sit through one with a human. No. Nope.
Well, I'm excited for this year. I plan on getting into the Steam library a little bit and maybe delving into a little, some PC games. I've been console for just about, my whole time of playing games, but I might jump over to Steam and see if there's some good cheap / free / able to run on my laptop games. So
yeah, it's time.
Today's the day.
Cheap.
And Mr. Wolf's probably you play a lot of Steam games then, I'm assuming.
Yep, and I've been doing it forever, so I've got quite a library built up.
So you'd be a good consultant then of material.
Yeah, and it's easy to look at other people's libraries and see what they've done or what they have and what they play.
Well, I may just have to do that, but
do a little creeping.
Can I get you to say that isolated from everybody else's comments here?
Without Luke breathing into the mic.
Sorry, all right. Okay. If I really...
Oh, please, stop yelling.
Sorry.
Doing a little creeping. Luke, you're stepping on me.
God.
Doing a little creeping. Ew! That might be the one with him panting in the background. We'll leave it at that.
Any last words?
Nah, I think I've said all I need to say from this podcast.
We out.